According to my clock, it's 7. Yes. Please stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the United States, to the republic, stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think this guy was not muted. The one who joined us, so we should be okay now.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I can update it. It's just the first page, I think. Yeah, who's going?
most
That. Whatever it is on that property, the town.
Redevelopment.
approval of minutes of the previous regular meeting as written.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Made motion to approve.
Second.
Becky seconded, all in favor, it's unanimous. Approval of claims and payroll as presented. The claims are $288,830.54. And the payroll is $49,533.80. Okay. Do I have any motions?
Make motion to approve it.
Brad made a motion to approve both the payroll and the claim.
Second.
Becky seconded, all in favor? Unanimous 4. You have another pen?
Sure.
Mine just ran out.
Yeah. Blue pen.
It's okay with you, so give it, you're the ball.
Oh, hardly.
Brookville County, Indiana Whitetails and limited donation request.
Jill had received a request from them, asking for two rounds of golf, 2 rounds of 18 holes, I should say, donations, for, I forget what they're having. For their media, their social media and the banquet, whatever they can do to help would be greatly appreciated. And I think Jill is suggesting 2 rounds of 18.
What exactly do they do? What is that?
It's do you know what Ducks Unlimited is?
I do.
It's sort of like that. It's the Franklin County chapter of it. The conservation officer that lives here, he's the one that made the request.
I motion that we give them 2 18-hole rounds. You want to do weekends or? Because it's more expensive on the weekends.
Up to you.
That's good. Okay.
Okay. Becky,
I'll second.
Fred seconded, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous 4. Sportsplex right of entry agreement.
As far as where I stand on everything, I think this is ready to go. The blanks that I needed to get filled in have been filled in, and I'm comfortable with it.
What about Gina asked me this today and I had no answer
Okay.
about the insurance.
I think when I asked you last time about it, you said it's up to council if they would request the physical
Copy.
certificate, yeah.
So it's shall be covered at all times by its own insurance and shall provide proof of said insurance upon request. And shall name the town as an additional insured on said insurance upon request.
So
So that would be up to.
we're okay.
It will be up to you guys if you want to make those requests of them.
Isn't that what we do with everyone?
It depends on what, if somebody's using the park for, a festivity, a fundraiser, you probably wouldn't be too concerned about it, but a bigger project, sure. It's just, it's up to you guys ultimately.
How do y'all think?
I mean, that's something that we could, because if they're gonna do all the scheduling and stuff through the office, if that's something we could just.
This is just for the completing the work. This right of entry is just for the completing the work. The scheduling tournaments and stuff like that, we'll have to address later. I know John
Okay.
mentioned that we need to sit down with a couple of the pickleball people at some point. This is just for the work that they want to see completed, that they are willing to pay for to get completed. That's all this right of entry covers.
The fence, the gates, the shading.
Yeah, so the insurance question would just pertain to that work that's out there.
Trying to beat snow even, so.
All over here.
I want to wait, everybody else.
Yeah, it was bad in Indianapolis. 65 for an hour.
Oh,
We're only on for about 10 minutes.
It's bad up there.
Oh yeah, it already had an inch and a half at 4:30. It was
Wow.
snowflakes right the size of dimes, so it was terrible.
Uh,
Oh no, I gotta leave here, go to Connorville and then go to Walton.
I'll make a motion to approve it, the right of entry.
okay,
Sports club.
Fred made a motion to approve the right of entry. Second.
I'll second.
Okay, Rick seconded, all in favor, all opposed, so unanimous for. DAR Twin Forks chapter variance request.
oh, were we doing the amendment? We're on the unfinished?
Oh, I'm sorry,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I skipped two. I'm so excited about getting done. New business too. Amendment to chapter 151 of the code of ordinances.
So these were some changes that Tim brought up last meeting, that Tim suggested updating chapter 151 that deals with building regulations and construction. And when I started working on that after our last meeting, I had deja vu and I said, man, I know we've talked about this before. And so I did look back, and we did back in October of last year, we did talk about changes. And at that time, we were really talking about the appeal process was kind of convoluted, and we were talking about cleaning that up. So I took what I had previously drafted, and ultimately we didn't end up considering it. We moved on to other items that needed to be taken care of. But so I added what Tim was suggesting this time to what had been previously drafted. He did indicate that he thought what I had put together would work based off of what he was suggesting and what we had previously talked about. And again, it's changes to, he wanted, one of the main things he talked about last time was clarifying that they needed to get the town permit first before they went to the county to get anything zoning. So we had kind of updated all of that. And then as written, 151.03, 0.04, 0.05, 0.06 would all be deleted, and there would be a new catch-all look. You have to comply with all federal, state, and local rules and regulations. Just because, like, for example, 151.03, which is flood protection, that is from an ordinance that was passed in 1975. And all of your flood control stuff is now, floodway is all managed by IDEM or IDNR. Not floodway, but the other one. That's held at local level usually through a zoning process. 151.04 review of subdivision and development proposals. Again, that's an ordinance from 1975. that's all handled through the county's zone and stuff. And then my favorite was the adoption of the National Electrical Code, which that's an ordinance from 1922. So obviously there's a state building code that would trump that. And so just for the purposes of cleaning it up, it was like, well, let's just get rid of those that aren't good anymore and include a, catch-all language just to say, look, you have to follow the rules.
Does this do anything with the fees? I know Tim was talking about.
Yeah, so I think it was he had suggested increasing the fee from $2 to $25. And so that's in there. And then also the penalty in 151.99, as Fred had noted, as written, it was $10, which was 5 times the fee amount. So I've left that at 5 times the fee amount. So it would go from $10 to $125 because that would be 5 of the 125.
Any questions, comments?
I don't know. Personally, from being on the police department, I know several different boards, several different town attorneys. Tim, a lot of people spend a lot of time getting those specifically out of town. And I just don't.
The code?
Like getting rid of the like blighted properties, the old sheds people were living in, shipping containers, old campers, that type of stuff. And I don't know.
Oh, this is separate
This
from
is
that
our
ship.
building permits, yeah.
This is the
sorry.
building permit process that Tim brought up last meeting where he was,
It's this one. I think you're referring to
Oh.
150.
150, okay.
yeah, 150 was the shipping container stuff because we still have the application on the agenda later on. This is the stuff that Tim brought up last meeting about cleaning up the language about the permitting process. And so then I found that we had previously talked about this last year and married the two. And this is just first reading. So if anybody wants more time to, take all this in and review it, ask any questions of Tim you might have, then you can certainly just hold this as first reading and bring it up again at the next meeting.
Can we table this until the next time?
Yeah, we do the first reading.
Okay.
If we first reading, then next meeting we do second reading, and that would pass it. And this time we would just read this. I need this,
What would happen if we didn't pass it?
please.
What would happen if we didn't pass this?
The building permit code would stay the same.
Yeah, but this is just the building permit.
Basically just cleaned it up, modernized the fees, and that's about.
Yeah.
Pretty took it all.
So currently,
Yeah.
currently the county was telling people they had to come here first, which our ordinance isn't reading correct. So Tim wanted to get that correct because she doesn't really have to tell them to come here first apparently. So that was the main part of the situation.
But yeah, what's in here, like I said, I married something that we talked about last year, prior to you being on the council, and what Tim talked about last meeting. So there is a lot in here. By all means, if you want more time to review it all, that's perfectly fine.
So we do the first reading now.
This is just
we have
first
2
reading.
weeks to review it and
Yeah.
come up with any
Yeah,
questions.
you don't have to table it or anything. It's just first reading.
Okay.
Right, okay with that?
Yep.
Yes.
That's. Yep. Oh, that wrong.
Oh, you want this paper?
Oh, it's a mess.
Well, I can give it to you. It's in your iPad packet right now.
Here.
Yeah. Balance the Sportsplex Construction Fund account.
So we talked about this last time. There's $800 left from that refund from Shooty Excavating. I would request that council reimburse the foundation $800 so they can spend what they want. Because they actually paid some of the pay applications for the Shooty Excavating. So I would just say it might be cleanest for me for them to be reimbursed what they paid towards the contract.
Then just let them spend it on what
For the sports, yeah, Shelley
Yeah.
said they could spend it on whatever. The message boards or shade sales, whatever.
Anybody got any comments? Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Ethan made a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Second it, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous, four. Do I have anything I have to sign?
No,
Good deal.
thank you.
DAR Twin Forks chapter variance request.
Barb Underhide was here from DIR and they are doing some improvements to the stone house that they own. And I guess whatever improvements they're doing, when I talked to Caitlin at APC, they're close to the property line. The unimproved alley that abuts to the property. So they're seeking a variance through the county. Caitlin would like council's either blessing or denial, however you guys would see fit.
For the variance.
For the variance itself, yes. Whether you're, she said simple email or letter stating your wishes would be fine. Just to help the county make their decision.
Anybody got any questions or comments? Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Ethan made a motion to send a letter.
I second.
Becky seconded, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous votes. Utility office closure for December 12th.
So I will be out of the office the week of the 8th through the 12th. Amy has her son's college graduation on the 12th in the afternoon. So I'm just seeking council's permission to close the utility office from 1 to 4 on the 12th.
I make that motion to close the office.
Becky made a motion.
I'll second.
Fred seconded, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous, four. Updated AAA state of play playground mulch quotes.
So Rocky had originally gotten a mulch quote. I think it was what we had budgeted. It was a few $1,000s under what we had budgeted for 2026. However, when they changed the landscape and added swings to the Hidden Valley Playground, he had to add mulch to that to account for that area. Then he found out the brown mulch was a lot more than the black. So he decided to stay with the black mulch because it's a lot cheaper for all the playgrounds in town. So the new quote with the addition of the swing set area for the Hidden Valley Playground now is $15,212.50. And I think originally we had approved the lower quote. So I would like council to approve the higher quote, and we're still under what we had proposed the budget for
Any
26.
comments?
I make that motion to approve.
Becky made a motion to approve, Ethan seconded, all in favor, unanimous, four. AAA state of play quote for ramp and timbers.
So I talked to Patty Wilhelm regarding the timbers. It's the area that goes around the playground. She got a quote for the area that they are going to enclose, and the total cost was $1,804. There is an installation charge of $750, but in speaking to Rocky today, he said they would prefer to do the installation themselves. So we do not have to consider that $750 installation fee with this quote. They're simply requesting the town cover the $1,804 for the ramps and
We'll get the money.
I would assume edit. I would say I can look at it towards the end of this year. We could encumber this if we have money left over in edit. If not, it would be additional appropriation of that monies for 2026.
They haven't
Um,
raised enough to do this with everybody.
No, they're
giving?
requesting the town. They've got the swing sets paid for. They got the play set paid for. But this is the last piece.
And this is something they hadn't thought about when they were fundraising.
And this also includes to make it, what do I want to say, ADA
ADA.
compliant.
Yeah.
I motion to approve the.
Becky made a motion to approve it, Ethan seconded, all in favor, all opposed, we're all unanimous. Variance application approval.
So this is what I think Brooke was getting to a minute ago. So last meeting, there was I thought healthy and productive conversation about the shipping containers and trying to maybe find some middle ground. And if you recall, what was ultimately adopted is the shipping containers are strictly prohibited in all residential zoning districts. They are also prohibited in all other zoning districts, but you can apply for a variance.
So everyone that would want a shipping container would have to come before us for permission.
Right.
And we could either say yes or no.
Correct. So once the ordinance was adopted, then it's, obviously, there was an interested party here and they're ready to apply for said variance. So we, Tim and I both said, well, we need to get the application taken care of first. So we kind of asked them to pump the brakes so that we could work on this application. So that's what's in front of you tonight is the actual application.
So we've already done the variance, so this is we've already approved the variance, so this is the variance application.
Yeah, so the ordinance that was adopted last meeting authorizes shipping containers if the council gives a variance. We just need, the application would be how you start that process to request a variance.
Everybody understand that? Anybody want to comment on it?
So we can deny this variance?
No, well,
Yeah, if somebody applies for
somebody
a variance, if somebody applies, you're gonna be dealing, anytime anybody that's not in a residential zoning district, because again, residential, you cannot even ask for a variance. So any other zoning district, if somebody wants to put a shipping container on, they would make this application, they would turn it into the office. They would pay the application fee, they would pay to have the adjoiners served by certified mail. And then you would have a hearing on it. And after that hearing, it would be up to council whether it's denied, approved. I had borrowed some language from, now this is being handled under, this is one thing Tim and I talked about. This is being handled under the town's building maintenance code or property maintenance code. This is not being handled from the zoning side of things. But I have in here in three, on page 3, number 3, the things that council would consider. Approval would not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. Use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. And then reasonable conditions, restrictions and or conditions.
So at this point, basically, it's up to the board from. We set the criteria for what we're gonna allow or what not to allow, and then. If it doesn't meet the board standards, we still have the right to deny that request.
Right.
So it's just. I mean, the way I'm taking it is, at this point, this is just the application process that we're approving tonight, because we've already approved. To do the ordinance. So it's up to us to work with Tim or whoever to come up with a plan on how, how do we pick and choose or grade? Do they meet the minimum standards to get an authorized use, for that, or deny it on what grounds? And that was what I was getting at earlier is, even Tim had said there's going to be several people in town that fought us tooth and nail, hired attorneys, and everybody spent a bunch of money. And now these people are going to come back and try and load those properties up again. So, I mean, as a board, is it up to us to set the criteria for what will pass and what won't? Will that, to document that?
Well, I think the way it's written now, like I said, the guideposts that are on page 3 there, I don't think you want to getting too rigid with criteria, I think paints you into a corner. Whereas with the way they're written right now, I think gives you the ability and discretion to look at each one on a case by case basis. At least that was the intent, was to give you, write it in a way set the standards in a way that the town council has discretion and has the ability to obviously take into consideration the neighbors, any concerns of the neighbors and.
Can we table this so that we have time to look through everything? Kind of,
Yeah, I mean, it's.
So you can do anything you want.
is that what you want to do, Rick?
I think that would be a smart move.
I mean, the gentleman, I don't seem being in a big hurry and at Christmas to get them
They
back.
already called.
Oh, well.
The day after the meeting.
I just think we'd like to have more time to look. things
That's fine.
over.
Anybody want to make a motion to table?
I'll make a motion to table this.
Becky made a motion to table.
I'll second.
Rick seconded, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous.
By all means, shoot me an email if you have any questions about anything.
Redevelopment Commission spending plan approval. Now, as I understand it, all we have to do is look at it,
Just
say,
accept it. Yep, they've already approved it.
Yeah.
This is, just needs to be submitted to the state through Gateway. So I'm basically bringing it to council to show you what they plan to do. And if council sees fit, they can just accept it.
you guys to do that tonight, so.
Yeah.
Anybody want to make a motion to approve it?
I'll second it.
Becky seconded, all in favor, all opposed, no support.
And that's just for TIF funds. That's strictly
Oh,
what they're in charge of, nothing else.
Board statutory lien.
So we went through the process of a property cleanup. Sergeant Richardson notified the property owner, gave him ample time to clean up the property. He did not do so. I believe this might be the second or third time with the same property. Then we hired someone to clean up the property. Then I sent a notice of an invoice certified mail, gave him 30 days to either pay the invoice or, reimburse the town. I did not receive anything. It was 30 days from November 14th, so I even gave him a few more days after that. So now it's time to file the lien on the property and hopefully we take care of the property tax when they pay their bills. So currently we're asking for the reimbursement of $500, which was what we were charged to clean up the property. And then, it was $400 for the labor, equipment and materials, and then $100 for administration fees. Which the administration fees would include the recording fees and such and mailing. So that would be, once I get this signed and taken to the recorder's office, then the auditor will attach it to their property tax bills.
What do you need us to do tonight?
Just approve it and sign it.
Okay,
I think Rick did mention that we still have our old address on the first page, so I just need to update that first page to our current location. We still have 1020 Franklin Avenue, so I just need to update that, but otherwise it should be.
eagle eye.
Good eyes,
every-
yeah.
Every blind squirrel finds a nut.
I make that motion.
Becky made a motion, I'm through, friends, seconded, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous. Didn't even have that part, but I found it. BFD contract.
So we've been signing contracts with the Brookville Volunteer Fire Department and I had Andy review the contract that Chief Shires had submitted. And there were some highlights that he had noted that were different from the last contract. One of the main, well, I guess what we noticed the main one was the amount. And last year's contract was 20,000 with 10,000 able to be requested. This year it's gonna be a flat $30,000 contract. I think there was some language in item number 9 that was removed.
So
No, go ahead.
all told, the amount is lower in the grand scheme of things because the 17,000 dollar amount for the extraction tools comes off. So
That
that,
was our last finance payment.
so last year it was 120 plus an additional 10 if approved, so 130 potentially total. This year, what's proposed is 115.5, so it's almost $15,000 less in the grand scheme of things. But I didn't sit in with them. I don't know if somebody from the town did, so I just pointed that out. But also, yeah, in paragraph 9, they removed, the language was removed that the western half of the building is the Schilling Community Center and is managed under a different contract. This agreement does not allow use of the Schilling's Community Center by the BVFD unless authorization is given by the town council. So that language in what has been provided to the town has been removed. And then paragraph 10, which is providing the town with 2 reports a year, June and December, was also removed.
And I think originally last year they had asked for 30,000, but we had one more. I think it was a finance payment for the extrication tools. So we asked them to accept a lower amount last year based on the fact that we still had that one outline payment. One thing that did change for us this year was the insurance premium, so those were increased. And that the town does pay those, so Shires worked with us on that as well.
Now, what about the taking out language on 9 and 10? How does that affect us? If at all?
Well, I guess they're wanting to be able to use the Schilling Center whenever they want without having to tell the town about it. I don't know what the intent was. I haven't talked to the chief. I don't know if any of you have talked to the chief. I don't know what the intent of moving that out was.
So does that make our memorandum of understanding go away?
It says this is managed under a different contract. That was removed also.
Yeah.
I don't know why that would be taken out because it is a separate thing. I mean, it's one big building, but it is a separate, it's always been handled separately. And then the reporting being removed, that hasn't been happening, so.
I would like to table this until I can talk to Mark about why they want to take that
Why
out.
that was. I'll make a motion to table it.
Okay, Fred made a motion,
I
Ted,
second it.
Becca seconded, all in favor, and you're abstaining, correct? Is unanimous, Ethan, absolutely. Old ladder truck.
Mark Shires got a hold of me and he said that he would like to give they're gonna be getting their new truck. And they like to give their old truck to the Laurel Fire Department because they don't have the funds and they do help them with a lot of calls. And they said it's like 30 years old and the people who they're buying their new truck from, they wouldn't even list it because it wasn't.
Wasn't worth the consignment time.
Yeah.
Broker said,
Yeah.
we're
So
not even gonna deal with the truck.
He's not gonna make enough money on it to.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
He
think
said
it's a
it's 3
good
years
thing that
old.
we could give that to them.
Who's it in the name? Is it in the town's name? Okay.
Is that a problem?
What kind of process do we have?
It's disposition of surplus personal property, so I think we've usually done it by like a resolution.
Isn't it the same thing like with the police cars we were gonna do? To give them away too?
Or like the golf carts we did to the
Yeah.
school, we gave to the school.
Yeah.
But it'll require some type of resolution or something that I'll have to work
So
on.
we'll have to draw it up for the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a current value of what that truck is worth? Did he give you one, Ethan?
Partners, they'd be lucky to get like $10,000 out of it.
Less than the cost of listing it
That's
on an
right.
auction website.
They just had to like fix a couple things on it too. It was pretty major, so. I don't know what could happen to it next.
And you said to Laurel's Fire
Yeah,
Department?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it'd be a good thing to do.
their firehouse, I think, is probably online. Be able to
Yeah.
store it. Everyone will see the their firehouse doors are too small, they would be able to. pull
Don't they
inside.
help with a lot of calls too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They got room, I know, in Anderson, at the firehouse in Andersonville. And I think they got the big doors there too, so.
Well, Andersonville and Laurel, so.
Right, it's like a substation 1 and 2,
Yeah.
so, but I know they have empty bays there and so they would absolutely be able to utilize it
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
store it, and maintain it.
Table this until we get a resolution. Okay, I have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Fred made a motion to table, Becky seconded, all in favor? And Ethan abstained. All right. 2026 meeting dates.
So I printed off a calendar. There are a few Mondays, if we continue with the first and third Monday of each month at 7. There's a few holidays where we would have to hold them on a Tuesday, like we had in the past. Andy, is that still okay with you? There might be, I think it's the first 2 months, actually, where that happens.
It's probably your copy anyway, I just stole it.
Oh, no, I might have my number here.
Yeah,
I think it's
so it-
January 20th would be the second meeting of January, and then the 17th of February. And then, of course, the Labor Day holiday is always on a Tuesday. Mhm.
So on both the February and January, the second meeting of the month. If we move to the Tuesday, I have Dearborn County Commissioners at 6. Both of those Tuesdays. So it would be Tuesday, January 20th and Tuesday, February 17th.
Does council want to consider a different day for that meeting?
What day
Those 2
are
months?
you available?
If we did 7 instead of Monday, those Mondays, and did them on the Wednesdays, so January 21st and February 18th, that would be fine.
So it'd be on Wednesday.
Yeah.
How's council feel about that?
Okay.
Feels fabulous to me. Dance for a good moment.
Yeah. Right, so do we want to approve this with that change that
I'll approve the change for the meetings.
you make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Yes, second made motion, Eve,
Yeah.
seconded it, all in favor?
I guess I can't approve it. I'm trying to just move things along a little bit.
Anybody got anything to know?
Steve asked me if we had, he wanted to know about the fence and all that stuff, whether they can go ahead and purchase the caps for the post, give Oilers to go ahead to start the fence. I guess what he's wondering about is the money. Making sure the money's there.
That's,
They should have the money.
yeah,
I guess they need our blessings or whatever.
Yeah, the right of entry, the begin date is tomorrow. And it's a 60-day,
Okay,
so if they need more time, we need to know that.
okay. I will get a hold of him tomorrow. Give
And I
him
can
heads
send a
up.
copy to Shelley, so she has it.
He just wanted to know that, the money, where the money's coming from and all that kind of stuff, so I guess.
Well, it's been signed on our end. They need to sign it on their end.
Exactly.
do you hear Gina, she's gonna send that to Shelley.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably.
Anything else?
I have that ordinance from the last meeting on section 150. Andy had sent it to me during the meeting, but I didn't print it off until the next day, so. Everybody to sign.
That's the sign,
Yes, please.
okay,
Other than that, I'm good.
all right. Knowing that you have to sign this before you leave, go ahead and motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Fred made a motion. to adjourn.
Yeah.
Becky seconded, all in favor? All opposed? Okay, and she can't. The record.
You second it?
I think Becky threw her hand up and Rick said,
Yeah, I don't care, makes no, whatever, it makes no difference, to me. Let's see.
Yeah, he wasn't. She had 2 seconds, and I was like, Rick said something, but Becky raised her hand, and I was like, he just went off.